All right, before we start this video, first of all, I would like to say that I speak and explain things very slowly. And that might be a problematic for you if you're looking for a video that is very fast paced. But in my point of view, it doesn't really work because, when I have to explain the tools and the techniques, you can, catch the explanation and understand the explanation very well when somebody speaks very slowly. That's just my point of view. However, we can go down in the tool of your video and then speed it up to make the video even faster if you like. Second, it's always useful to come back to the video whenever necessary because you might forget what I just explained. And in order to revisit the video, make sure that you save the video for future reference. And third, go down in the description below and then click on the link in order to download the software. Unless you already have the software, that's fine. But if you don't have it, go down in the description below and then click the link in order to download the software to try it out by yourself. Best way to learn anything. And then if you like, I'm more than happy to provide you the raw photo that I'm using for this video so that you can practice it on your own. And that way, you will never forget any tools and you can actually learn a lot faster. Now, let's jump into the video. Enjoy photography. This video won't take too long, I promise you. Now, this image is taken with my Olympus EM5 Mark I, the first version. Anyway, this is nothing to do with the camera itself. It's about the Nick Collection plugin. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to open Viveza within the color effects, which is the new way of editing from version 7. Now, I'm in Affinity Photo, so this is in develop mode. I'm not going to do much of a work. Probably I'm going to raise the exposure without any kind of, clipping, whatever. And then that's about it. When it comes to the lens, I'm probably going to just turn on the default. Everything looks pretty much all right. The details is fine. That's it. I mean, you can see that I didn't do any kind of noise reduction or anything at all. If I zoom in, everything is just, I just didn't do anything. But that's fine by me. I don't really kind of care. The objective is to show you the Nick Collection plugin. So I'm going to click develop first of all. So it looks good. And then I'm going to right click the duplicate. So I'm going to create a duplicate. I'm going to just simply do duplicate. That's it. And then I'll go to filter plugin. Then you have all the necessary tools. I have the film pack. I actually could download the DxO viewpoint. I mean, it's kind of quite awesome tool, but for that, I would directly open it within Nick Collection. But the Nick Collection used to have the perspective, which you don't have the access anymore. So that's kind of suck. And then I'm going to open color effects. Now, there are a few changes, of course, from the Nick Collection. I'm going to get to it later on. But one of them is that you can actually supposedly, switch back and forth between the tools. That's kind of awesome. If you open from Photoshop though, with Affinity Photo, unfortunately, you don't have this button to switch between the tools. That's unfortunately not very welcome in my opinion. They could have done the same thing for Affinity Photo. They didn't do. They really, prioritized, I would say, the Photoshop workflow. Now we have this Nick Color 7 Efex open. Then on the right hand side, you can see that it's written advanced or classic. So advanced local adjustment has been applied to the image. Select advanced to access all the newest tools. Select Classic to use inherited local adjustment. So if I click it, it shows, please be informed that the Classic and the new local adjustment cannot be used on the image at the same time. When you switch to local adjustment type to another type will be hidden. They will be available again when you switch back during the editing session. I don't know what happens, so I guess I have to either select a preset or I have to select any kind of filter. So if I do in the selection Viveza, you see that you have the global adjustment Viveza, you have the selective tones Viveza, you have the white balance Viveza, all available. So if I select the 3 button, add to the category, create a new category, I'll say Viveza, make favorite, and then create, and then you have this all the tools, all the presets available, and then I'm going to click plus, and then there you go, you have all this list of tools immediately open from Color Efex. I have a theory. My theory is, I think from Nick Collection 8, we wouldn't be seeing any more Viveza. I think that Viveza will be integrated to the rest of the plugin sets, such as Silver Efex or any other plugins that you have available. Now, you have the add neutral control point, add control point. You have the control line. You have the neutral control line. Now, this is in the classic set. So if I switch back to advanced, then you have the new set available, which is add control point, add control line. You have the polygon, and you have the luminosity mask. So if I click it, and let's say if I drop it on the cloud, I don't know where it's been applied. So in order to see it, I can click. There you go. You can actually see exactly where it's been applied. Now, I'm going to rename it. I don't know if I can rename it anywhere, but I can't actually. But that's fine. I don't really care. Now, once it's done, you have this opacity level, or you can select by the, what do you call it? The zone system. The zone system is invented by one of the famous photographer. I even forgot the name. It doesn't really change much anyway. So you can see that if I select all these numbers, you can slowly see that it's been impacted. So we're not here for the luminosity max, but I'm going to do some work anyway. So I'm going to work on the brightness, and to make it see, there you go, not much. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a polygon and then apply on the shadow area. Okay, now how do I know where did I apply? So imagine that you have this polygon area. It's going to use by default where it's been applied. But what if you want to change the luminosity or the location, apply point to different section without having to create a new one? So you have this drop. So show or hide color picker. And I'm going to select the dropper. And then you immediately have this dropper available here. So the moment you select the area, is going to apply on different section. Okay, let me show you in action. I'm going to turn on. You see that if I move the dropper in the different location, you'll see that it's changing. I want to change or make it more precision. For instance, make sure that the chrominance is selected well. Luminance is a bit more precise. Right. Now I don't need to make it visible anymore. And then What I want to do, I want to make sure that I do some shadow recovery, or maybe lavender. We'll see. So let's try the foliage. That looks nice. Then we have a plenty of options available in this particular preset. So first of all, the foliage, you can either select different. There you go. I like this foliage quite better. Now, the cross processing. Cross processing, you have plenty of methods. So essentially, cross processing, it changes the color of the shadow and the highlight and the midtone. Generally, I like quite warmish look. So my silent would be me looking at the different changes. You can enjoy with me if you want. Okay, that's fine by me. Ranked 50. It's a little bit too pinkish for me. So probably this one. What if I play with the shadow and the highlight section? Maybe I would recover some shadow and I will control the highlight area just a little bit. Now you have this brilliance warmth, which is a saturation warmth, and perpetual saturation. So what is perpetual saturation? So if I pull it up quite a bit, I'll zoom in. So that's before, that's after. And then this is different saturation. This is perpetual saturation. I would really like to know the difference though. So we'll get to it later. Hang on a second. There is a question mark. It doesn't say much. Interestingly, the DxO Photo Lab, has all the explanation next to it, but in the Nick collection, you don't. That's a shame. If I go to help, you have the user guide. And then if I select the color effects, then you have all this filter library. Now, finally, so you have the bicolor filter, the cross processing provides a variety of different options. So C41 to E47 processing, color negative process. Okay, so that's generally the kind of emulates the different kind of color process. Haha, there you go. That's the foliage, greenery, and etc. Okay. So interestingly, you have all the explanations available. Generally, one thing is interesting, which is like a pro contrast. So pro contrast adjust the reduction of a color cast automatically identified by the filter in the image. The correct contrast increase the contrast in the image according to the distribution of the light and tone. Dynamic contrast adjusts the contrast of each object in the image according to the tone distribution. This unique control automatically adjusts the different areas to varying degree. Shade, move to the right, slider will lighten only the shadow and recover the details drawn in the dark area. Highlights, remove to the right, a slider will darken only the brightest area and recover the blown out details. Oh, that's nice. There you go, that's the perpetual saturation that we are looking for. Although it does not directly increase the saturation of the color, this slider alters the hue slightly. Complementary color component is increased in the surrounding colors, which affects the eye's perception of the color. This process operating principle is similar to that of perpetual contrast, where the contrast seems to increase when the image is placed against a black background. Fair enough. I think I understood. Anyway, we learn a lot of things when we go through give time to read through all the manuals, of course. Now, what I want is something interesting. So I'm going to go to the filter and I want to add some contrast the fog. This is beautiful. So I'm going to leave it like that. Take a screenshot because I really love it. Save it and apply. I'm going to head back to Affinity Photo. So before, after. Now I'm going to create another duplicate. There I'm going to go back to filter, plugin, collection, and probably, I don't know if I need pre-sharpener, but I'm going to go for the, okay, I'm going to go to pre-sharpener, even though probably I should have done it before color correction. So edges, I'm going to just do the edges, I guess. And then that's it. And then I'll go back to the filter, plug in Nick collection, sharpener output. Let's try that. I'll add some little bit of a structure, touch a local contrast, bit more focus. I wouldn't abuse it. Just normal is fine. You see, it's already freaking amazing. If you zoom, look at the left and the right, it's pretty awesome. However, it looks a little bit unnatural to me. So I'm going to reduce the focus, strength, bit slow, not much, just slow, and apply. Now, let me show you. Before, after. I'm going to zoom in quite a bit. Before, after. Again, before, after. Again, before, after. It's quite a dramatic change, a lot of details improvement. I took a little bit of time to explain you everything, but trust me, it's much faster than you think. So before, after. This photo is available in my Flickr account. I highly recommend you to go and then see in the full resolution. And if you need this image to practice, I'm more than happy to provide it to you. I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you. Take care of yourself and bye-bye.